this computer. All right. Okay, so here it is. Oh, where's my screen? This would be very quick, and then you guys can spend time doing your work. So here's the website that I completed this in the class yesterday, the other class, and here it is what it looks like. All right, here's what it looks like. The picture of the lady there actually looks like the car. Some kind of you guys can see that, right? It looks like the car. Well, maybe not quite. Picard has to eat a lot of American food, a bit more, right? Elsa, but the hair is the same. Okay, so let me so here's what it looks like. Basically, when we talk about consistency when you build your site, you can see here that we have we have a banner up here. We have the navigation. You can see this navigation here. Home, about. You have another picture here. Then you have some words. I didn't put a footer. You can always put a footer. So when you click on home, this is the home page here. You can always put a lot more, but just kept it basic for the demonstration. When you go to about, you can see the about, meet our team and stuff. When you go to the menu page, well, because we were testing, we kind of messed up the menu page. Um, but this is kind of what I mean. When you're consistent, you have to stay on your page. Everything has to match on every page you go to. The content area can be different, right? So about is different. The menu area will be different too. This one just shifted for some reason. So then you put pricing. There's really nothing different for pricing now. Contact, you do all that stuff. We also put a background. So just to one more time walk you through how we got to this stage, right? Are you guys interested in this? Or should we just move on?
Yes, it is interesting.
Yes, style.
Yes,
Well, I'm not saying whether it's interesting or not. Are you interested?
Yes, we are.
yes.
Okay. So now when you're going to start something like this, just to give you guys a review, you should start with a kind of like a template. Uh, I showed this to Stephanie and Zalalem. So this is kind of like the template, or should I say the design of what you want to do, right? So let me take this out. So you usually you start your web page with a blank, it's kind of like with a box. You start with a box, right? And when I say a box, those boxes are called divs, right? They're basically divisions, they're divisions, but we call them divs. Those divs are like empty boxes. They have no color, they have no shape, but that's how you are able to keep everything in place on the web page. So you go back here and you can see the banner is at the top. This navigation is here. There's a picture here. The words, everything is kind of in its own place. And there's a system for making one page into two pages. So um if your site has just one page, it is called a web page. But if it has multiple pages, it's called a website, right? a website, many pages. So going from one page to multiple pages, there's a system. And then you can be creative and, do your own thing, add some more, stylish stuff and all that. So you got to always have like a, when you're starting it, like a design of what you want to do instead of just coding, just coding. So when you start it, then you start putting all the things that are going to go in there. So at the top here, there's going to be a banner. Then you're going to put the navigation menu items here. You're going to put another picture here, and then you're going to put information. And you can also have a footer. You can have a section here for a footer at the bottom here, and just say copyright or something with the C. Copyright. Yeah, and say your name and something like that. You can do that and change the color even. Let's say the color there is, well, whatever it is. So that's the website we have here. We're going to redo this now. Shouldn't take us long at all, and then you guys can go on and do your work. So go back here. I'm gonna close this. I'm just gonna redo this here. So let me close everything I have here and start from scratch. All right. So let's begin. It is already recording, so let us begin. And if you want to type along, you're free to type along. If you can type, a bit quickly. So you start with your HTML, you start with the head tag right there. You close the head tag, just the basic stuff. Then you put the body tag there, close the body tag. All right. And then you guys can see, right? Sure.
Yes.
And then you want to put in where is it? You can put a title. So title, title. Oops. Go quick. Title. And just say,
Say website layout.
all right, website layout. So should we stay with coffee or something else, Elsa?
You can change whatever, like make it like some restaurant stuff, like
Restaurant stuff. Okay. Uh, welcome to, let's say, I don't know.
Abyssinia Jumbo Restaurant.
I don't know, just came to my mind. So there's a jumbo restaurant. Okay. Welcome. Jumbo. All right. So I'm going to save this here. When you're saving your files, they should all be in the same folder, right? One folder for all your files. So I'm going to create a folder here and call it Jumbo, of course, or Jumbo Restaurant. So that's everything is going to go in there, pictures, files, the whole thing. So you can see that this folder right now has nothing in there, right? No files, nothing.
Yes.
So I'm just going to give it a name here, just to keep it simple. I'm going to call this home.html. That's all you have to do. You don't have to bother with this list down here and all that stuff. Just give it a name, add the extension .html, and you're good. Save. Next thing you want to do is what?
Oh, can you change the spelling for welcome?
Oh, man. Nigar is after me. Oh, Lord. Okay, welcome. Got to keep it perfect. All right. So what's the next thing we do? You want to preview what you just started, right? You got to preview a lot. That's how you know if it's working or not. So Jumbo, So just going to drag it down here. And you can see right now it says welcome. Let me close this picture here. Close this guy, close this guy, close this guy. So right now it says welcome to Jumbo Restaurant. That's all you have. All right, so blank page.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so now generally, I mean, you're going to see different tutorials that give you different options, but generally, you want to set out or you want to create the sections of your website, just like what we did here. Oh, sorry, where is it? Just like what you did here. What the section or the box that's going to that where you're going to place the banner, the box that's going to you're going to place the banner, the box where you're going to place the menu or
Navigation.
what we call navigation. Yep. Another box here for more pictures, your content area, um, and your footer. Right now, everything looks like it's all horizontal. It doesn't have to be all horizontal. You can decide, all right, I want this, I want my content to be here, and I want this picture, maybe even two pictures. Want to have a picture here and maybe another picture down here, right?
Mm.
Something like that. So you can always change the style of your. So anyway, let's do this design here. Looks a bit complex, but I think you guys will see what I'm doing. So, so you always have to count when you have your design, right? How many boxes do I need? So you need one here, that is one. You need two, this is another one.
Mm.
Three,
Six.
four,
4,
five,
5, 6.
six. All right. So let's begin. So div, like I said, they're all divs, and each of those divs have IDs. That's how you can style them.
Mm.
Uh, and I'm gonna just call this. I always call it. It's a random name, but I call it container. That's the one. That's the big box that's gonna have everything. All right.
Mm.
Then I go into my head section here. Now, if I preview this page just right now, you're not going to see anything, right? It's just going to be nothing on the page because this divs, these tags, they are just blank. You're not going to see anything, right? So
Mm.
for you to see and for you to use it make sense, you got to create your you got to start making your style. So we're going to style that container. You start with a pound symbol, container, and you put your curly braces, right? Curly braces. All right, so what do we want to do? Background color. Give it a background color, and what color? Let's say light green, just for now. We're gonna give it the size, or should I say the width and the height?
Mm.
So the width, we're gonna say 1200 px, and we're gonna give it a height. You can always change. I mean, the width, usually, once you give it a width, that's the width. The height can change. Um, so because a website should, you can scroll down vertically. You shouldn't be scrolling horizontally, like go left to right. It should be down all the way. So you want to create a width that fits like the smallest laptop screen, possibly. So 1200 might work. Um, and then
Mhm.
height, you can just say 1000 just for starters. All right, so let's see what we have. So we should have a box that is light green, that is that width and that height. So go back here, refresh the page, and let me zoom out a little bit. And that's how we start. That's your box. Just an empty box, nothing going on. So remember, you always refer to your design. So you want to have the first guy up here, your banner. You got to put it inside, right? So like I've said, in a lot of my tutorials, your excuse me, your tag or your container is like a sandwich. You got to open it up because you're going to put stuff inside, right?
Mm.
That was a sandwich for the little guy this morning.
Mm.
Yep. Okay, so let's put the first div in there. Div, or rather the second div, but it's going to be inside. Div, and that is it. So you notice the first div container is on line 18 and line 20. And now we open it up and put this div in there. So we're going to call this banner.
Mm.
And then we come back up here and we style that banner. So I'm just going to, it's just easier to just copy and then edit. Just going to copy this guy, paste it here and call this banner.
I'm sorry, Tayo.
Yep.
One question. So you don't need CSS page, right?
This is the
Because
CSS. This is
so
called,
yeah, but you can't do it in the HTML in the same page, because in the other video you open another window next to that and then you create those things in the other page.
okay, so let me follow that. This is called an embedded style. I can do that too. So I'm just going to get rid of everything here. I'm going to get rid of everything here. Go here. I'm going to paste it here. Now, when you have a CSS page, you don't need the style tags. So you go take out the style tags. All right. So I'm going to name this save as, I'm just going to say jumbo.css. So that's my style page. Now, so it's like a separate file. If you open up your folder, you see that now we have the home.html and the jumbo CSS. So how do we use that jumbo.css? Well, you have to attach it, right? So right here, you got to type link, relationship, type,
Mm.
and href.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Next to the container, you need closing tab or you don't need a div.
Well, Nigar, if you're paying attention, which I hope you are, you notice that I split it. I removed the closing tag and put it on line 12. I opened it up. Here's how it started. Right? Here's how it started.
Mm.
Right? This is what you're asking about, Nigar?
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to open it up and put other things inside. That's how you do that.
Okay.
Right? It's a container. That's the box. And that box, you put stuff inside, right? That's how you do it. Every time you want to put something inside, you have to move the closing part and then put something in between, right? Like in between here, something like that, right? All right. What am I doing? So link relationship, I think that is style sheet you write there. The type is text/CSS, and the href is the name of the file, jumbo.css. All right.
Mm.
So now let's test it, because if you type that correctly, then all the styles that you type are going to affect the page the same way, right? So it's actually it's the better way when you have multiple pages. It's the better way to have an external style sheet. That's what it's called, external style sheet. So let's go here and see if we're on track. All right. Yep, that looks good. Now, to be sure, if we take this out, now you have no connection to the style. If you refresh this page, boom, right? It's gone. So it tells you that that link that we typed there is what connects your HTML and your style sheet. All right. So you save that, you refresh, and it should be back. All right. So it's like we are managing this style on a different file. Probably easier. So let's continue with that.
Tayo, so how do you make the color? I mean, you make it or just come in by himself? The color
You
we see
mean
on
make
the
In
what do you
CSS.
mean make it? Make what?
The color we see on CSS now when you connect it.
What color?
Is it
He put
The
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 light
background
blue?
color
green,
light
background
green.
You
color
can,
light
Yeah.
green.
you can do it in two ways. You can
Wait, hang on.
skip it
No,
on.
stop, Sharon. You see, this is what I said, right? That I hope you guys are paying attention. We started this here from a blank page. Nothing was on the page. And we're typing everything. So I'm surprised with that question. you can see what I'm typing as I'm typing it. I'm previewing the page.
That's
I
not what
think
he's saying,
Kyle,
kid.
Okay, I don't understand.
So
because the
what
banner,
he's
Hang
at,
on, hang,
I'm
hang
sorry, I'm
on,
sorry.
hang on, hang on. Salalem, tell me what you mean.
Oh no, no, I understand now. I just say the light green.
Because what he
Yeah.
was asking was like, how do you get the different colors? So that other than
Yeah.
the name, how do you get the different colors? So say like if he doesn't want like green, how does he get that
Okay.
color?
All
That's what
right.
he's
So right
asking.
here, if that's what your question is, so let's
mm,
change this one here. So right now we need to have a different color for the banner. So we're gonna call it a red. Okay. And then the height of the banner, remember, back to your design, this is the banner here. So the height is obviously, a little bit shorter. So we're going to say the height is what? Let's say 250, maybe 250. So it's the same width because we want it to be the width of the website. We keep it 250, we give the color red. So right here, and then refresh the page. Boom, that's your banner. So the picture is going to go into that box. All right. So remember, again, always go back to the design, like your basic design. The picture is going to go here, but right now we just have the box for the picture. All right. So that's your picture. That's your red. That's your the banner is going to go up there. Sometimes I like to write the word just as a placeholder. I'll take it out later. And if I go back here, so the banner is going to, it's very tiny, but the banner is going to go up there. All right. So next thing I need is the navigation area. So same thing. I go back to go here. I could just copy this line or type it. It's going to be right below the banner, right? So I just change the name to navigation. All right. And I'm going to just put a name, just a temporary name, navigation. And now I got to do the style. So save that. Um, See, right now, if I don't, there's a lot of stuff that you have to pay attention to. I haven't done the style here. So if I go ahead and refresh my page, well, I'm just going to see navigation. I'm not going to see the box for it.
yeah.
So you got to remember all these things and write notes. I always say write notes in your code. You want to write a note here. This is how you write notes in CSS. You say box for navigation. And then you say style is in jumbo.css file. You close the comment. The comment doesn't show in on your web page, but it shows in your file. So you can just write a comment there. So you remember, because your brain doesn't remember all these things. You write it down, you don't forget. All right, so now we go to go
Ted,
ahead. Yeah.
sorry, real quick. In HTML, that note style works because when I tried to do the that note style in the actual CSS folder, it interfered with my code.
Well,
So
maybe
when I had Googled it before, I was like how to write notes in CSS because it was interfering with my code. It said I guess like / and then the note and then
Yeah.
end it with the same
yeah.
thing.
CSS is slash this, and then you
Yeah.
say this is the
Mm.
style for uh div ID banner.
Mm.
Idris, what's going
Yeah,
on?
sorry,
You
sorry,
have a
sorry.
question?
Sorry. No, no,
And then you have to end it with like style
Yeah.
first.
sorry, sir.
Yeah, so then you got to end it with the star and slash. Yep. So yeah, so the comments are slightly different. For HTML, you start with a less than character, exclamation point, two dashes, and then you end it with a two dashes and a greater than symbol.
Mm.
With CSS, it is / asterisk, write the thing, and then you end it with uh star or asterisk, and so that's how you do that. So maybe that's why it showed up in your page. All right, so banner. So we're just gonna use the same thing here for the navigation, but that's what I want to do now. Just gonna take this out doing this all the time. So navigation. All right, so change the color. Let's say that's going to be, green. It's the same width, so you don't need to change the width, but it's going to be, much shorter. So we just say maybe 50 px. And then let's see what happens with that. Refresh the page. And that's your navigation, right? Based on your design. The navigation is going to have all your links. All right. Next thing we go to the middle section. You have the content. Then you have two pictures. There's a few different ways to do that, but let's try it this way. So go back here. Let's create the div for, we'll call it content. So that's going to go right here. And we call this, actually, no. Don't we have a picture? Okay, yeah, we have the content. All right, so content, and we can call this content. All right, then you go back here, and then you create the style for the content. All right, so now for this one, you have to change the width. Remember, here is your content here. So the width is going to be short. It's going to be narrower. So you have to divide the width between this content and this pictures here, right? So let's see how we can do that. So the total width is 1200. We can decide maybe the content area is going to be, say, 800. How about that? 800. And then the height. Now remember, all the heights have to equal the same. So the height of your banner plus the height of your navigation,
And the
content,
navigation.
footer.
Yeah.
When you add everything up, it should be equal to 1000. Because the container is what is holding everything. So all the heights have to equal 1000. If it's more, you can always increase the height, like I said. So it's just to guide you. A web page can be as long as you need it to be. So right now we have 250, we have 50, that's 300, then we have
350. That's
well, let's say 350 for now. All right. And we'll keep an eye on that. So let's save that and see what we got. So content, go back here, preview. Where is it? Ready to go. Did I save that? I didn't save this. Okay, save now. All right. Oh, let's change the color. So the color, let's just call the color for now light blue. The colors, you're going to take all the colors out. It's just to help you. Oh, doesn't really show, right? How about PURPLE? Okay, it's just to guide you. You're going to take out the colors. So that's the content. And then on the other side, we're going to have the pictures here. There's pictures. So there's a kind of interesting way to do that. So go back here and let's put the div. We're going to call that another div. We're going to call that side box. Let me take out this word here. Side box. Let's create the container for that. And we'll say side box. Give it a color. We're running out of colors, right? Yellow. So the width now, you guys do the math. What is the width for the side box?
So 100, 120.
Come on, guys, this should be easy.
400.
We gave the content 800. So what should the width of the side box be?
400.
400?
Exactly. How do we get 400?
You
80
can't divide it.
The total
800
is
plus
1200, that's right?
400. So 1200 total.
Exactly. 1200 total, you split it into two.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so save that and then go back here. All right. But you're going to see that the the side box is at the bottom, right?
You need it on the
It should be
side.
on the right side.
Yeah.
So there's a
But
little,
if you do the purple like 700, so you see yellow box in the side or not?
Mm-mm.
you have to add something else here. So you have to go
Position.
into the content, right?
Mm.
The content is the purple one. And you have to, does anybody know what we should put in here? There's another line we have to type.
The positioning.
Nope. Have you guys
What
been
about?
watching the videos?
Yeah, I did. Let
Oh,
me.
float,
Alignment? No, float. Yes, float.
F float,
Yeah.
FLOAT, float left. See, you're putting the float left on the purple container. What it means is the purple container is going to move to the left. It's already on the left, but we're deliberately going to move it to the left and tell everything else to go to the right side. That's kind of what it means, right?
Mm.
It's like somebody wants to walk past you and you say, excuse me, and you move to the side and they go on the other side. So let's see what happens. So you do that here. Oh, I don't think I saved it. Save. All right. Now, see what happened here? It disappeared, right? You see it disappeared?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We need another float on the box itself. So right here, float, same thing, float left. Oops, float left. So you got to float twice, and then you put it here. You see there?
Mm.
That's how you put it there. There's no other magic. You have to float this. You have to float the purple box, and you have to float left. You force them to be side by side, right? Side by side. If I float in the other direction, if I float right, it's just gonna reverse. It's gonna reverse, positioning. See that?
Oh, okay.
All right. So you just gotta be aware of this, practice this few tricks. It's not complicated, but it needs to be learned. It needs time to learn it. All right. So, but going with that design, so obviously we need two pictures, right? So we are going to split this yellow box into two. All right, so I want you guys to pay close attention here, or closer attention. So right now, Wendy, line 13 is where we have the yellow box. We want to split that into two. So what I got to do is I'm going to take out the word side box for now, enter, and you know what? Right inside here, I'm going to place my two divisions so I can split that box. I can have two pictures. So div. So I can just call this, say, side box top.
That's the bottom.
Exactly. I need just two, and side box bottom.
Oh,
That's how you split it. So
okay.
you create a box, side box, and then you put those two little boxes right inside,
Oh, okay.
and then you style them.
Mm.
So go back here. I'm gonna call this side box top. Give it a different color, pink. Now, what is the width of it? The width is the same, right? The width is the same because as the side box, the height is this. Well, the height should be now half. So
Yeah,
how do we how do we get a height? This is a crazy number.
175 because the total is 350. You can divide it by 2.
Divided by 2,
You can
175.
75, yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys are better in math than I am. Idris is better in math than everybody. So 175. All right. So save that. Let's see what we got. Where is it? Did I save the other one? Oh, so side box top. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Side box. Did I type this correctly? Side box top with 400 pink. Right there.
Mm.
So that is your side box top. Yeah, sometimes you got to make sure you save it correctly. That is side box top. Just put the description in there for now. Right there. And then the yellow, we still need to put the box, so don't get confused. The yellow is just the bigger box.
Mm.
So you got to finish the side box bottom. So we'll go back here and just copy this, copy paste. And then you're not changing much, just the color. Well, you got to change the name. All right. And then here you give it a different color, say brown. Everything's the same. You don't actually need the floats. But I'm just going to leave it there. So that's the brown. So that's where you're going to put your pictures. Right. So before you start putting pictures and everything and content and words, just build the structure first. Like you're building a house and then you buy furniture when you're done building. You don't just buy furniture and then leave it outside. You got to build the thing first, make sure everything is all secure, then you start putting all the fixtures. All right, so let's see our design. So we need one more thing, and that's the footer. Looks like we have more space on this thing here. Maybe we should stretch it down a little bit. So let's just stretch this down. Let's stretch the content. We can make that 600. We have some more room. We have to adjust everything else. So 600 for the content, 600 for the side box. And what else? What else are we changing?
It's made double for this. 175 will be 350
It'll be,
or 300.
it'll be 300.
Yeah, 300.
600 here, and then 300 here.
300, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to remember those things. You know, it's all technical. If you forget, then everything just gets, for example, if I forget to change line 50 and I go back here and say, all right, let's see. Now it looks like I have 3 boxes, right? So a lot of attention, a lot of care. It's a very technical kind of work. So you got to be going step by step. Okay, did I do the right thing there? You know, you compare it to your picture. This is what I want to see. You got to go step by step. All right, so I got to change that to the same height, 300. And you notice that I preview a lot. Every time you make one change, because you never know how it's going to look. So every time you make one change, you preview it. That's how you can tell if it's working. All right, so that's my side box top. Let me just put the name in there just to be sure. Put it in here, save. All right, so I have my banner, my navigation, content, side box bottom. Now let's do the footer. So the last part is the footer. So let me see if you guys are locked in here. What line do we place the div for the footer? What line is that going to be? Tell me.
So it's gonna be after, no, this is the side.
On what
Yeah,
line?
it's
Oh, it's
gonna be
gonna be line
out of the
17.
div close. You already
Line
has to
what?
be in the container. It has to be on the container, but you have to go to
Yeah. So it's gonna be line
down
16.
to
So
line
I have
16.
you have
Line
to move the
Wendy, go ahead.
closing. Huh?
Go ahead, Wendy. It's going to be
You
on what
have to-
line? I want to put the div for the footer. Where's that going to be? What line?
You have to put the move the closing div from line 16 down and put it on line 16. The footer.
So you want the footer to be in the same space as the side box, right?
You want it to be under the content and the side box, right?
Exactly. So why are you going to
So
put it inside the side box?
no, you're not going to
No.
put
Well,
it
that's what you
inside.
just said, Wendy. You said move this line down here. You said move this down and put it here. If you put it
Oh,
here, if you put it here, it is going to be inside the side box.
Mm-mm.
so do
22.
you want to put it on 17?
So
It'll
out
be here.
after the closing one, yeah, you have to open it
Okay.
here.
Okay.
It's going to be here, right?
Yeah.
Footer. Because when you see the order, I mean, the order makes sense. Line 9 and line 20, that's your container. Line 10, that's your banner. Line 11, that's your navigation. Line 12, your content. Line 13, all the way to 16 is your side box. Inside the side box on line 14 and 15 is where you have the two little boxes. So naturally, well, based on this design, you're going to put the footer right there where it is.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so let's go here and finish that up. All right, background color, let's say gray. Uh, the width. Now, what's the width going to be?
It's gonna be the same as the banner in the navigation.
And that's what?
That's gonna be 1,000. I mean, 1,200, right? Yeah.
Yes, 1,200. The height, we need a smaller height, so let's just say
We have
200. And let's take out the float for right now. We need the float, but let's take it out right now. So save, see what we got. Okay, now we're not seeing it because I think it's because of the float. Let me just be sure it's all saved and typed correctly. Background color gray, width 1200, height 200 right here. So we need the float. So let's put the float back here, save, refresh the page, and you can
yeah.
see, and I think, actually, I think maybe it should be 100. That's too kind of too tall. Okay. Yep. I think that fits everything now. So that is your structure of your, let me just put the words just to be consistent here. Excuse me. All right. So that's the structure of your page. If you look at your design, that's exactly what you want to have, right? Um, Again, remember when we go into the folder, we have just that home page we're working on and the style sheet, no other pages, no other files. So let's move ahead and make this real nice. So go back into your style sheet and the container. Now first we want to move the container to the middle. So margin, right, auto, margin, left. That's automatic. You want it to just create an automatic margin on the sides. And when you do that, what happens, it moves everything to the middle of the page, right? And here, it's always, that's where you want to put a comment, say, for example, center in browser, something like that. Oops. Yep, center in the browser. So you do that, you refresh the page, it moves everything to the middle. Something else I like to do is I always like to zoom in and out, right? Zoom in, zoom out, so that I want to be sure that nothing is falling off the page. For example, let's say somehow, right? Let's say we forgot to close something. Suppose we forgot to close the div for this content. Let's just say we do that. We forget to do that. Now, see what happened.
Mm.
See what happened here?
The purpose become very small.
It is totally messed up.
Mm.
Now, if you're not previewing your work as you go on, you're not going to even like, how did this happen? You're like, what happened here? Right? And then if let's say, say banner, for example, I just made a mistake and typed 2 R's in the banner.
It doesn't work.
Now look at that. See how great that is? So that's why you have to preview your work so you see that it's looking like what you want to do. If you make a mistake, you can fix it right away. Right? So let's put that back and put the end of the content, and that's how it's supposed to be. All right, let's move on and wrap this up. So now we go into the banner. So what do you want to do in the banner? We want to put a picture in the banner. So go here and type in your background, image, URL, and you find a picture. So let's just get a picture for a restaurant. Restaurant. Oh man. All right. Restaurante. Where's our restaurant? Come on, come on. Let's grab this one here just to save time. Now, notice something. Well, I'm using Firefox, but if you use Chrome, it'll be the same thing. Notice that when you preview the picture, you see right here, it tells you the width of the picture. So if I use this picture, it's going to be too narrow. I need a picture that is more than 1200 px, right?
Mm.
So let me try another one here. This one is still small. Let me go down. Yep, this is exactly, but yeah, let's go with this one. See what it looks like. Go here. Make sure it has a JPEG right there. It does. A smiling, waitress. I guess she's smiling. Maybe it's her first day. The next day she wouldn't be smiling. Okay, let's put that picture here. Save the picture, and let's see what it looks like. Go away from here. Jumbo restaurant. Where's my picture? That's it right there. See that?
Mm.
Well, now a lot of the picture is not showing, so there's something we can do according to W3 schools. First of all, let me take out the word banner so that, that might not give me some problems. So according to W3 schools, no, that's not actually what I want to undo. Background, image, position. Yeah, something like that. So there's a code you type right here. Where is it? Yeah. So you need this percentages. So basically you go here into your style and you type, where is it? Here, background, position, and you can do 2%. So you can do 20%, and we're just gonna guess, and then you fix it. So see what happens when I set the percentages. Actually, before that, I think you can use I'm getting a bit lost. There's the background cover. Where's cover? Oh man, where is it? Cover. All right, well, let's just stay with that. All right, so background position, 20%, 30%. Let's see what that looks like. So watch it. Before you refresh, you have to make sure you're paying attention to the refresh. Where'd it go? Disappeared. What I do? I don't think I saved. I did not save. All right. Come on, talk to me. So, HTTPS. Let's see. Oh, now notice, see what I did here. I didn't put a semicolon here. That might be a problem. So let's see if that's what is going on. Yep. So you see that when you move the percent, now we're not seeing that girl, so we have to adjust a little bit more. But I want to take out the word banner. I thought I did that. Oh, I didn't save. Oops. Saving is a problem, guys. So I want to see that girl a little bit more. So I'm just going to guess here and change this to 30 to 60. Let me see if she shows up. Refresh the page. Yep. Look at that. So it adjusts, the position to the side, top left. So I can see her. That's looking good. Let's move on. So let me kind of zoom in a little bit for you guys. Okay. So that's all right. Just to be clear, because some of you might be, if I change this, let's say I change this to 80, it's going to affect, what the picture looks like, where it is. So you can see, I'm sure I didn't save. Okay, nothing actually changed with that. But how about if we make it 0? Okay, well, it is still changed. So maybe it's the right side that's affecting it. Maybe it's this one. If we make this 10. Yeah. So that right side seems to be the important part. All right, so put it back here. And I think we had it like that. And then it shifts the picture down or up. All right, navigation. Now remember, we have not made all our other pages. You want to complete your main page first, and then you use that for other pages. So that's how you do this. All right, so navigation, what are we doing with that? Okay, so that's where we're going to have all our links and everything, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to open that up. So push down the closing part and go in here and now type. So we have home, about, what, menu, what else? Price. Well, you have menu and price. Well, bookings, and contact. All right, just keep it short. So refresh the page. All right, so I'm going to have home, about, menu, bookings, contact right there for my navigation. All right. So how do we make it, into links and things like that? All right. So I'm going to go back into navigation and I'm going to say text, align, center. Save that. Text align center, line 24, refresh the page, and boom, all those guys come to the middle of the page. Right? Okay. Now I want to push it down. It's too close to the top of the green area. I want to push it down. And there's a property you use that is called line height. Height. Let's try line height 45px. See what that looks like. Boom. I think I need 2 more. So let's try 47. Okay. Looks fine. Now we have to maybe make it wider and things like that. All right. So, okay. Now for us to do that, we have to make the links, the actual links now. So make each one into a link. So href, make into a link. And then it's too slow. And then go here, make that into a link. Make the menu into a link. Bookings and contact. Okay. So we're getting ready to make the links and then we're going to type in the file names. We haven't made the files or anything. We just have this one page. So save this, refresh the page. And now if I zoom in, they look like links, right? You can see that, right? If you click, I mean, it just doesn't really go anywhere because you haven't made the pages for it. Let me change that green so you guys can see it just a little bit better. It's going to say light green. Okay, so, all right, so let's work on that navigation a little bit more so you can see how that develops. All right, so by default, your link always looks like this. It has a underline and all that stuff. So let's make some changes. Okay, now if you want to style these links, you need to style it based on the tag. You see this tag here is called the A tag. So notice that all your A tags are inside the navigation div. So you need the path. How do you get to the A tag? You have to say navigation and then A. So it's like a path. Like you have a folder and then you have a file inside the folder and you put a slash. So this is how you do that. So we need another, you can put it anywhere, but I'm just going to put it next to the navigation just to keep things like similar to what I'm doing right now. A, right? You have to type the A like that. That is how you point to that link tag, the A tag. Oh, what I to above? Why did I type above? That's how you type that, right? Navigation A. It points to A. It points to the A tag. And now for the A tag, I could say, for example, the color, right? I'm going to say color. I'm going to change the color to white. Now see what happens here. You can see that color has changed to white. So you're specifically targeting the A tag, the link tag A. So it's now white. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So it's white. I want to remove this underline. So I got to go here and say it's called text decoration. Text decoration, and I'm going to say none. All this is in many of the videos I ask you guys to watch. You watch that, you have better understanding. Nothing I'm doing here is new. So save that, refresh the page, and now the underline is gone. All right? Okay, say we want to space it out. We want to space out the words. Maybe they're too close together. I want to space out the links. We can go here and say padding. And let's try 15px for the padding. Refresh the page and see that now you space them out. Okay. All right. We want to put a hover effect. Let me zoom in again. So when you hover over it, maybe something happens. So first of all, let's put a background color. Let's say the background color is, I don't know, black for some crazy reason. It's going to say it's black. So refresh the page, and now you see that it's black, right? How about if we want to, when we hover over it, we want it to look a different color. Say the color of the restaurant, like this girl, black and maybe gold or something. So let's try that. So you got to come down and make the navigation hover. So I got to go here and say navigation space A hover, right? So the first one is just the A tag, and now you have to do the A hover. What happens when you, oh, I don't need this. What happens when you hover over the link, right? So same thing here. I'm just going to change just the color and say it's going to be, say, gold. Uh, let's try that, see what happens. Navigation hover, refresh the page, you hover over it, it changes to But then when you hover, you don't see the words clearly. So let's reverse and say the color is going to be black. So put that here and say when I hover, I want the color, the background to be gold and the text to be black, like a reverse. Refresh the page, hover, you see that? Let's zoom out. What do you guys think so far? Is it looking good?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Making some sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to spread it out, just like what we did in the other one when I showed you earlier. We want to
Yeah,
spread
like
it out.
yeah, I was gonna ask you to spread it out like that. I
Yep.
don't know.
Okay, so let's do that. We have to make it a few changes. So first thing we got to do is we got to get rid of the padding. The padding is going to be in the way. So we got to get rid of the padding. The padding was here. What did we put? Yeah, on line 32. We got to get rid of the padding here. Save, refresh the page. All right, so we get rid of the padding, and now we have to use some new properties. So we need a property here called display. Where is it? Display block. Display block, anyway, just see what it's going to do. Sometimes it's easier to see what it does than describe it. Display block, you see that? Display block fills all the spaces that are available, but now if you want to, you know, kind of make it into its own little boxes, two things we got to do. Everything kind of works together. You need everything. It's like, you need all these ingredients. So first of all, we got to give it a width, right? So what's the width of each of those boxes? They're 5. Each one is going to be what? Like you have the home, you have the about, you have the menu, the price. There are 5 of it. What's the width of each one going to be?
50 with
240, like we have to divide the regular size of the width of, what is that? The
yeah.
width of 1,200 be
So divided by
divided by
5 is
5.
what?
240.
240 divided by
Mhm.
5? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
No.
that's
How,
what I get.
how do you get 40 with
1,200.
1200 divided by 5? That just looks weird. Is it
Yeah,
240?
1,200 divided by 5. That's what I get.
Okay, let's see. 1002 divided by 5. Wow, Elsa is awesome.
You don't believe me.
No, I
That
don't.
okay, good for you.
No, I didn't think I'll see 4. I thought I'll see like 250, but you're right. If you're right, you're right. So the first thing we got to do is we got to give it a width. Now see what happens when we do that. Refresh the page. So see, they all have a width now, but they're kind
Mm-hmm.
of hiding behind each other.
Yeah.
We have to give a margin stuff like.
Now, if you know, there's one more thing we got to type to spread it out. If you tell me what that is, you get $100 from me, and I
The
will give that
position.
money to you.
He lying. He lying.
I don't lie.
What about alignment or positioning?
You're out. Elsa, you didn't get it right. Next person. Don't look it up. If you have
I
watched the
know.
videos, you should know what that is. One
Gonna be
line that we have to
padding.
type. What?
Like gonna put padding.
Padding, Fakara, you're out of the competition. Next person.
Justify the content space.
Elsa, you are out of the competition. Anybody else want to try? Just one line you're going to put in there to
Text
spread everything out.
decoration, maybe?
No,
Mm-mm.
Text
but no,
decoration?
no.
Salem, you are out of the competition. Go ahead, guys. Give it to me. One line to type there. Okay. 10, 9, 8,
Wait.
7, 6,
The height,
5. What?
the height
Height of what?
for the uh,
Idrish, sorry
yeah.
to say you are out of the competition. 5, 4, three,
Align.
two. What, Christian? Align? Christian, you're out of the competition.
Float.
5, 4, 3,
Mark
Keep
Jeffrey.
going.
Border this
1.
something.
You are totally wrong.
What is that?
Tayo,
Tell me.
border ID.
Float. Oh my God, I was in my mind. Oh my God.
That's it right there. Float left. You guys had 300 bucks and you just threw it away. So that's it. Float left is gonna get everything, like it's gonna make all the links go to the left of each other and force them into that space. Float left. Um, okay. All right, let's finish this up. Now you
What
notice
about?
that there's some space under the green, so we have to increase the height a little bit. So the height, we need the height here. So HEIGHT. The height is, what was the height? 50. Is it 50? I think it's 50, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was 50. So let's see that. I didn't save. Save. Yep, that's that. All right, so you just have to put content now. For the other, for the other areas. So let's go to the picture here, side box top, and put a picture there. So find a picture of a restaurant. We have a few here. Uh, let's say this guy's here. Put a picture here. Open the image in the new tab. Has a JPEG extension. That's good. Go back here and say, let's just copy what we had before actually. So it's going to be in the side box top. So let me get the code and just copy and paste. Just going to copy this code here, background image, background position, save the whole thing, and put it right here and replace that picture. Cut. All right. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Let me take out the word. Well, let's just put it there anyway. Oh, where is it? Did I save? Saving problem. Refresh the page. Uh-oh, what did I do there? Look at that. It's messed up. What happened? Something went wrong. Oh,
You
see
put
where I
it
put
in
it?
It's
I
not
put it
side
in the.
box, side box.
Oh yeah, I put it in the wrong place. You see how you have to preview Stephanie, or else you're gonna be awake all night.
Hmm.
You got to put in the right place, right there. Save.
No,
Where is it?
it
Where
should
is it?
it should be in the contain. You put it in the top box.
Oh,
It
did I
should,
put it in the wrong place again?
yeah,
It should be in the side box top. It's in the right place.
inside place.
Oh, well, we don't need this picture. We have the color, so we have to make this transparent so we can see it. I don't think the color is letting us see what is there. So, not happening. All right, let's see closer.
Is it
Background,
the size of the picture?
the size of the picture? No, I don't think so. Let's go back here. So let's see.
Wouldn't you have to change the color on the whole side box?
Oh, well, that's right. You might be right. Okay, so let's put transparent here. I think you might be right about that. Instead of the yellow, put it here. Let's see if that is, maybe it's at the back of it. No, where is it? It should be showing up there. Did we type something wrong?
How about what's the one for the bottom? Is it transparent as well? Because wouldn't the whole side box have to be the same color? So
No, that shouldn't affect it. The picture should show.
is the bottom one
Maybe
green?
it's the
Because if it's
float.
But
green, then that's
you
what we're
save the
looking at right
picture in
now.
the same folder?
Oh, no, it's not a folder. It's a direct link. It's not a
Oh,
folder. It's in the
oh.
same link, direct link.
Do you have to put, oh, no, never mind.
Let me see something. Oh, come on. So let's see. Side box top. Make sure we typed it correctly. Side box top. It's typed correctly. Save. Well, let's put everything back to how it was before we made these changes. Okay, so let's do that again. You know what? Just to be sure, let me change the picture. Because sometimes you might get a picture that's not working.
This is
So
beautiful. Same.
The height is at 1694. That's why.
the height, no, it can be bigger. The height doesn't matter.
Okay.
The height doesn't matter right now. Okay, let's try another picture just to be sure. Delete that picture. Put another one. Background image URL. Float left. Background position. All right, let's try it again. It's got to be something here. Where?
What is it?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe the
Like,
picture was messed up. Sometimes you just got to, you know, try different options. So let me change this positioning and see if something changes here. Maybe you can see more of the picture. Not seeing much of the picture. Let's make this, I don't know, 50. Well, it looks pretty. We just leave it there. No problem. And then the one at the bottom, same thing. Just copy everything here, put it here. So it looks like it was the picture that was messed up, you know? You can never really somebody said trial and error. It is absolutely trial and error, honestly. You just gotta try different things that you think might be wrong with it. Let's get a different picture here. Oh, food, right? We haven't seen any food at all, so we need food in this restaurant. Okay, let's try this picture. Put it at the bottom here. Save the picture and check the website out. It's horrible for some reason. I don't like the picture. Try another one. And the picture looks fine, but maybe it's too small.
maybe the percentile if you minimize.
Maybe it's too small. Let's try this guy. Yeah, this guy should be fine. PNG, maybe. Better, right? We can raise up the picture a little bit, so maybe make this 30 px on that side. Yeah, it's all right. Looks like a cool restaurant, right? Looks like, it's happening here. Everybody should come here. Jumbo Restaurant. The name might scare people away, though. What's Jumbo? Let's take this out. Take out the words here. All right, so we're almost done. We go to the content area. All right, the content area now. Let's make that content, go back here. Content is what? It's content. Let's say that's going to be white. Oh, well, let's leave that purple actually for now. We'll fix that later. Let's put the stuff there. So we're going to just come up with some random information for the content. Let's just click on this guys and see if they tell us something. Blah, 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 blah. Just copy that as a placeholder. Go to your content. So again, guys, line 14, that's the content. I'm going to open it up and go inside. I'm going to put a H1 tag and say, I don't know, all you can eat H1. Save. Let's see what that looks like. all you can eat. All right. Then we just put some random text here. We can break this up. We can break this up. You put the P tags there. All right, looks random enough. We can actually put another picture in here somewhere, right? Let me show you. So say you want to go here and put another picture, IMG SRC. So now you're putting a picture instead of a background picture, which we put in the CSS. It's just going to be inside the text. So image source, let's get a picture, one more picture here, and we can let you guys go and do something. Oh, give me a picture, give me a picture, give me a picture. Let's see this picture here. Nope, 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 nope. Hurry up, hurry up. This picture is too big. Okay, well, let's use this one. What am I doing? Picture here. Okay, go here, grab the picture, put it in here. And we definitely have to change the width. So style. This is an inline style. The width, we say is 20% of the actual picture. And let's see what that looks like. Where is our website? All right, so you see how, let me zoom in. So you see how that looks so far. We put a picture, but now I want the words to wrap around the picture, right? So you have to add a little property. So style, then you say, what's the float left? Float left. Float is really like a big deal. Does a lot of good things. So see what happens to the words now. So see how they all wrap around the picture. And now you can create some padding on the right side of the picture to give some space. So padding, padding, let's say 15px. No, padding right. RIGHT. So on the right side of the picture, right here, you want to put some space. So right there, you see you create some padding so it's not all jammed up. Now you see how the picture is actually it's too close to the end to the sides. So like the words are touching the side here and touching the side here. So I want to get it away from this side here. So what I'm going to do is on the right side of that content, the right side, no, not the content, of the content, yes. So the right side of the content, I'm going to say, see if that works. Margin, right, RIGHT, let's say 30px. See what happens. Nope, it messed it up. That's not what I've tried to do. Padding. No, it cannot be any padding there. It's going to make it too big. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? Maybe I can make the content a little bit. See that again. I want to put a padding here. So let's try. Okay, let me try, see what happens. Padding, right. Say 12px. I don't think that's going to be what it is. Yeah, but then okay, so, all right, so watch it. We put the padding here, but then it pushed everything else away. So see that, right? When we put the padding, it pushed everything away. You guys seen this? So we have to make an adjustment. So if you want to do padding, or we say padding, say for example 20, then we have to remove that 20 from the width of the content. It's like we have to do some math calculations. So by adding the padding for this space we want to have on the right side, it has increased the width. So we have to reduce the width of this guy here by 20. That's going to be what's it, 780? Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So 780, and now you refresh the page again, everything comes back, right? So we tried to create some space on the right side here. We added some padding, but then it increased the width of the box. So we have to reduce the width of the box so the padding can work. All right. Okay, so a couple more things here and we'll be done. Where is it? So let's go to the same content. Let's change the color. No, not the color. Say font, type of font family. Because right now the font is Time New Roman. And Time New Roman is not the best text for websites. You got to use what you call sans serif, like a regular, like if you go here, you can see this type of text that is used here, or you go here, you see this type of text, right? It doesn't have any curvy areas, sans serif. So we just got to say sans serif font is like Arial, Arial, Arial. Actually, we need to do Arial. Come on. Actually, no, let me use Verdana. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like. Verdana. Yep, so you can see that's a sans serif. It doesn't have all the stylish things on the sides. So that's fine. We can maybe add a few more words. Or maybe, yeah, we just do this again and put it at the bottom. And we should be all set. Save. All right, so 2 pictures. Just indulge me while I grab one more. That is a huge picture. Too big, in fact. Too big, too big, too big. All right, this one's okay. All right, put it on the picture there. Replace this guy. Replace this guy. Okay. Refresh the page. And now, all right. So just increase the words a little bit. Just going to copy this here. Put it here. Save. All right. That should be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the purple color. And our background should be fine. So content purple, make this white. White. Boom. Look at that. 0 minus. Look at that, right? Idris, how does it look? You have
Look
your
fine.
hover effect here.
Yeah.
And then the footer, you can put in the footer, put in some information in the footer, blah, blah, blah. You guys can do that. Okay, so last part here. Now let's make these pages work, right? So here's what I mean by consistency. So now you're fine with this page, you like the style, you like the layout, and now you want to make the other pages work. So what do we do? So go to your home, and I'm just going to put a placeholder here so I can see what is happening. I'm going to say maybe right here, just to help me. I'm going to say home. I'll remove that later, but right now I'll call this home. Save. It's too much stuff there. Just make it a P tag. What's some of the text we have here going on? Okay, so I'm going to call this home, right? For now, just call it home. And then I'm going to use that to duplicate. So I'm going to change this to about. I'm going to name my first or my second page. So actually, we are not done. We got to type in here all the file names. You have to do that, or else you're going to be doing so much repetitive work, you're going to just hate yourself. About.html. That's the name of the files when we make them. Menu. book.html, let's just say book.html, and contact.html. Okay, so save. I'm gonna call this back to home. Let me finish that page. All right, so you have all the links. Obviously, if you click on about, it doesn't go anywhere because we haven't made the file yet. Okay, if I click on menu, those pages don't exist yet, but we're going to make them now. But you have set up your page, you're ready for mass production. Let me just say mass production. So now we got to make the first one, about.html. So just go to File, Save As. Now the next page is called about.html. Put it there, save. Then we name this about and save. So in your folder, now you're going to see you have your home and you have your about. If we refresh this page here, we're going to see this is home. If we go to about, that's about. Right? So you can see this little placeholder that I put here, home, about. Same thing for menu. Let me do that for menu also. So change this for now, menu, save as what? Save as what?
Menu
HTML.
HTML.
Menu.html, refresh the page, you go to home, that's fine. Go to about, that's fine. Go to menu, just zoom out of the page. So about, home, menu. I'm just going to leave that for now. So now if I go to the about, so I'm going to open up my about page. And now you can make the changes individually. So say the about page, I want to remove all the content we have in the about page and replace it with the picture of the owners or something. So I'm going to go to all you can eat and say, meet our team, for example, right? I'm going to remove all this stuff here. And maybe I'll make that picture into, maybe a person. Let's say person. Let's grab somebody here. This lady looks like a CEO, owner of something. So let's use her. If this is a good picture, replace the picture there. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's our about. We're going to replace that picture, and then just maybe about the person. We'll say maybe the name of that person is, I don't know, Melody Green. H2. H2. All right, maybe that's that. Melody Green is the owner. Something like that. I can take out this picture here and just leave it to be text. All right, just random stuff. All right, so you can see the home is, has all this info. You go to the about, it's different. So all your changing, in fact, I can on the home, on the about page, I can even change the pictures on the side if I wanted to, right? I can decide to go here. I can go here, get another picture and say, maybe, picture of our people or something, or maybe even just more food pictures. Right, I can put this one back there. I think we had this before. I don't know. Wait. So specifically on this page, I can go. Actually, that's not even going to work because that's not going to work because remember, guys, we have like this is controlled by our main style sheet, right? Everything here is controlled by our main style sheet. So the pictures here, the only thing we can change is here. So that's fine. We can change here. Sometimes you might want to do an extra style sheet if you want to make a lot of personalization, but most things are consistent. So then you can go to the menu page and say, okay, let's put the menu there, some menu items. So you open the menu page and now you say choose from our wide selection. And then on the menu page, you are probably going to put a table there or something, whatever. But be careful as you make your changes so you don't mess anything up. Okay, where is it? So right here, I'm going to say, put a table. All right, so we're going to say TR, TR, and then you put your TD and say menu, you close the TD and say another TD here and say price. What's that? TD and say maybe another TD here, say specials or something, whatever. Okay, so you want to reproduce that, produce that, reproduce that, reproduce that, copy paste, copy paste. So your menu page, now look at that, right? So you have your home page, you have your about, you have your menu, you put in different menu items there, right? But your website is consistent. You have built the first one to almost completion, right? And then you start to customize the content area. That is like the smartest way, easiest way, normal way to make a website. And very last thing here, for the background, somebody asked me, well, if I want to put a background, there are a few ways to do that. So I'm going to make this interesting. I'm going to take a screenshot here. I'm going to take a screenshot here of, let's say, new, say this lights that I have here. You see this lights here? Slant, this lights? I'm going to make it into a background image. So watch that. So save. I got to put in my same folder. So my jumbo folder, I'm going to call it background something. Okay. So if I want that to be in the background, then I got to go to my CSS page. I have to create one more tag up here. I have to create a body tag. Well, the body tag already exists, so I don't need to put a pound symbol. All the other divs don't exist. We're making them like customized, but the body is an actual tag. So we just type body there. And now you want to do background image and say repeat. No, you want to say no repeat. Actually, what am I doing? I got to put the URL. What's it called? Background. Is that what I call it? Is that it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Let me see. I don't
No.
remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what you
VPN.
call
Yes,
it.
yes,
BKGRD
yes.
PNG. Okay, dot PNG. All right, so that's my background image. Now I'm going to say background repeat. Then I say no repeat. These are all standard parts of your code. No repeat. So let's see what happens there. Refresh the page. And now you see the background there, right? It's not repeating just a single image. But now I want you to repeat all about the page. So I just have to go back here and say repeat. Save, right? Repeat, and boom, right there. It is horrible.
Mm.
Oh,
It looks garish.
Yeah.
Let me do it again. I mean, it depends on what you select, right? So let me see if I can say something more, a little bit more subtle. How about if I grab this area here? Yeah, it looks like a little nice thing. Save. Yeah, let's just replace that. Maybe that will be different. Yes. Oh, I see what that looks like. Oh, so.
Yeah.
But, just showing you how, you can do a background if you wanted, um, and make everything look nice. That is it. Whoa, look at that. That took us like 45. How long? Like, that took a while, right? This
I have a
10:45.
question.
An hour and 45 minutes.
Slan, I'm exhausted. I don't know if I can answer any questions now. Maybe when you
No,
answer
it's
the
a simple
question.
question. For the changes, for example, if I do an inline style, I can change
Yeah, of course.
yeah, the
So,
box.
like, if you go to the home page, and let's say you want to make this section, maybe this section, you want it to be a different color for some reason, right?
Well, I mean the other box, the one that we divide into, like the white, the
Here.
top and bottom. Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, you have to, let me see.
If I do an inline style, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
you can
change
do an
before
inline
I remove.
style.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a difference between these two pictures. This one here is a background picture, so you can type on top of it. This one here on the left is you put the picture directly, so you can type on top. So say the one on the right side, for example, if I go to what's that going to be? So if I go to the menu page, and then I go into the side box top, I can type in there and say, for example, let's say, let me just grab something here, just a little something here, so we see what that can look like. All right, so I can actually, let me make this more interesting. I can use another div here, div, and say div ID, because those divs control things. Very easy to control with divs. Excuse me. So I can say uh, info one. Now I'm going to type a bunch of stuff there, right? So now when you refresh, this is the menu page. That's why you're doing that. When you refresh the page, now see what happens. Let's zoom in. Where is it? Are we on the menu page? Menu.html. Okay, well, we haven't styled the div, so we might not even see anything happening. But oh, it should be showing because uh, let me see something here. Just do some random DDD. Where is it? I'm not seeing where it went to. Okay, let me leave that there and put the style, save. It should appear there. So let's go to here and say info one. Just gonna put it here. So we say info one. All right, so we can say now that is a little bit of position. I don't know if this is what you're talking about. This might be actually too much. No, I'm not getting what I want. Let me go away from that. So inline style, it's going to be tough to make the inline style except you have a except you have a, what do I call it? You have a, like up here, like when we started, if you have a embedded style sheet, right? If your style sheet is embedded, then you can make it unique. So every page you can change the style. Right now we have only one style sheet that controls all those things, right? But what I meant earlier about inline, let's say you want to change something here. Where's this? This is the, I think we're looking at this. I think we're looking at the wrong page. It's the menu page, right?
Yes, it's
We were
done.
on the wrong page. This is
Oh,
where
we-
oh, This is we were looking at the wrong thing. So it was actually working. Yeah, it was working. This is what we typed. I was wondering if I was confused. Okay, so this is actually what I was trying to do, and it's actually fine. Um, but what I mean is, if you have an embedded style page here, right, then you can make some more changes. But even what I did, it didn't actually look too bad. So let's finish it up. So you put the position there, and then you can say background, background color. Let's just say gray, and then you can make the gray into a kind of a maybe transparent. Where's the back? I didn't type it correctly. Background, GR, background color. Yeah, but then you got to, the size is too big, so you got to give it a size, and let's just say width. The width is say 80% of the box. All right, so look at it here, and then you can maybe you can bring it down, position. There's some extra things, relative, right? Then you say top, say 40% from the top, so you can adjust where the picture is. You can even make it bigger still. So if you have a few options there, font size, you can say font size is 40% of what it is now. No, actually not 40%. Say 140% of what it is now. We didn't save. Yep, and then I can make that. I can move it I can move it a little bit more. So from the left, I'll say move it 30% from the left. No, that's too much. Say 5% from the left. All right. And then I can make it transparent, or I can make it white transparent, not gray transparent, white. Opacity. What's that code for opacity? I never remember that. Um, I remember the opacity thing. If you remember the opacity thing, then you can make this a little bit, let's see.
Just
Um,
type in opacity.
you just type opacity there,
Yeah, opacity colon and then
like here, like
whatever
here.
number grade.
Oh, like here.
Yeah.
Then you type a percentage.
Yeah, like whatever number you want, like 10%.
Let's try 50%. Where is it? Yeah. So look at that, something like that, right? So Stan, you can do that and make some adjustments, right?
Okay.
So a lot of things with a good search online, you can even find the answer to. So this is how to, you know, get from scratch to something that looks decent. But before you start doing all the style and layout, have your style, have your design that you want to do, and then start building from there. But it puts you in control, right, of what you're doing. If you find some code somewhere, just grab the code, add it to what you're doing. Um, Not too complicated, but it takes time, to know all the different pieces. All the lectures that I have for you guys out there on YouTube have a lot of these things. Helps you to take your time, go through them, and get what you need. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go for 1 hour. Talk to your team about whatever it is you guys are working on. I'm going to stop this recording. Where is it? Stop the share and stop the recording. Recording stop.